Well, if the sorry state of streaming wasn't enough to kill music, then Suno AI is desperately trying to put the nail in the lid of the coffin. For those of you who have been living under a rock, Suno is a generative music platform that makes music based off of text prompts. It really does feel like we are speedrunning the death of art and culture altogether. Now, this isn't to say that all AI tools are bad. I have a video here on this very channel where I talk about lol.ai, which is a stem separator tool. You give it a track and it's able to isolate or remove individual instruments from the song, which was a pretty neat little practice tool. There are also tools that can remove bleed or noise from recorded tracks. You might remember that Beatles song that was made possible by an AI tool that was able to isolate John Lennon's voice so that they could finish the song. These are things that people cannot do, the AI can, and they are legitimately useful things. But where I draw the line is when AI creeps into the creative process. Now, AI can and should be doing things that people are incapable of doing, but it should also be doing things that people just don't want to do. Jobs that are dirty or dull or dangerous are all prime candidates for AI stepping in and taking the workload. But music is not one of those things. Music is one of the earliest examples of culture. Like, people have been doing this sitting around campfires back before civilization existed. It is the most human thing that we do. And for AI to be slurping up all of this data and extracting so much resources just to regurgitate out soulless copies of it is really stupid when that's something that people just genuinely want to do. Why in the world would I ever want AI to make music for me when I can make it for myself?
It's not really enjoyable to make music now. People enjoy
Why'd you say that?
It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice. You need to get really good at an instrument or really good at a piece of production software. I think the majority of people don't enjoy the majority of the time they spend making music.
Okay, so here's my message to Michael Schulman. I love making music, and pretty much everybody else that makes music also enjoys doing it. I love coming up with an idea and experimenting to flesh it out, coming up with parts and then figuring out how I'm going to play them and just like messing around in a DAW. Like, all of that is so much fun. In fact, I've been doing a ton of it recently. Here's a little sample. And that is just the fun that you can have making music by yourself. It is so much better when you make music with your friends. Music is the conduit through which I find meaning and connection. The vast majority of friends that I've made in this life have come through doing music in one capacity or another. To even suggest that people don't enjoy making music is gotta be the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. Like, certainly they're not doing it for the money. People do it because they like it. Doi. Here's my actual hot take for this video. The people who are the most excited about AI are the least intelligent, least creative, least interesting, and least empathetic people I have ever met. They're fascinated by AI in the same way that I feel like a baby is fascinated by jingling the keys in front of its face. And they're just so focused on the end product that they completely miss the process of making music, the story of making music. Like, there are just so many examples of people trying crazy stuff or making mistakes in the studio, and then those things become the most interesting and compelling parts of that recording. Like, the first one that comes to mind is when Sting accidentally sat on a piano during the intro of Roxanne. They just left that in because it sounded interesting. And nobody would ever purposefully come up with that. It was a human mistake, and it's fun and interesting and cool. Like, all of that is great. If you feed all of your text prompts into this AI black box, yeah, sure, maybe one day it'll spit out something listenable, but to what end? Like, it's just sounds without purpose, without meaning, without story, without soul. What's the point of making something like that? But that's just the part of music that AI is encroaching on, because there is one part of music that AI cannot replace, and that is the live experience. When you're watching a concert, you're watching people create something in real time, something that has never existed before in that form. It is going to be uniquely different every single time in some small, subtle ways because of the humanity in a live performance. And what it takes to make those sounds is thousands and thousands of hours of practice by lots of very talented people training these fine motor skills to wrangle these really fickle and temperamental instruments. When you're a musician, you are basically an athlete of the small muscles. There's a kind of danger to live music, like you're riding this knife's edge between beautiful art and absolute train wreck, and that kind of balance is so fucking compelling for me. And that's just on stage. When you're part of an audience, when you're collectively all having this same experience with a bunch of people in the same room, there is something special about that. It inspires this sort of unity and this sense of sonder, this realization that you are just but one main character and that every single other person in that room is the main character of their story too. It makes you feel like you're part of a community, that you belong with other people and that you are an individual, but that everybody else is also their own individual and that you are just a small part of that in the greater whole. I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to talk about my rock opera, because it is very, very pertinent here. Because while we do have a studio album that you can listen to on all the streaming services, we're even doing a pre-order for vinyls that we're going to print, so if you wanted a physical copy, you can get it. But the thing that really keeps this project going are the live shows. It takes an enormous amount of effort from a lot of very talented people to make this thing happen every year. Because we are totally independent, we are doing this just out of the sheer love of it. It's dozens of hours of rehearsals. It's making costumes, creating lighting setups, doing makeup, figuring out staging, graphic design, marketing. It's all of these things culminating so that we can put on a show in front of people. There is so much hard work that goes into putting on this show, and the reason we do it is because it is so damn rewarding. The experience we create reaches new people every year, but it also beckons back past fans who have made this their Halloween tradition to come out to this show and watch it every year. It's an important story to tell, I feel, because it speaks to the humanity and the darkness inside of all of us, and it expresses it in this way that I just don't think could come out in any other way. It's also been just so healthy for me as a performer because I learn something new every single time, and I've been doing this for 12 years. AI may eventually be able to produce listenable music, but what it cannot replace is the human connection that real music inspires or facilitate the live experiences we need.
Thank you, guys.
Go see a band live this week. Doesn't matter if it's a big professional theatrical production or maybe it's just your friend's local band at the dive bar. Go see it. It'll be so good for you. Just remember to wear earplugs.